Well guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Greece, and once again, welcome back to 9 o'clock and already low 30s. So we have just left Nafplio, which you would have seen in last week's video, fed all the cats, which was pretty cool. And then we wanted to go and visit
Larissa Castle, which looked amazing with stunning views over Nafplio and Argos. But
yeah, we got up there, it's a little single track road, lots of steep drops on each side, and then it was absolutely mobbed. We think there was maybe some sort of
service or something going on. I couldn't see. I think there were some buildings just down the hill, and there was about 40 cars there. We were really worried we weren't going to get turned. Luckily, there was one little pull in that Nigel did an 8-point turn in.
Absolutely. What are you? Oof. Yeah, so I reckon there was some sort of pagan ceremony going on up there where they were sacrificing goats. Anyway,
so I'm a bit disappointed because I really wanted to see that one.
Goat!
Yeah.
Look at that there. 2 minutes into the vlog and we've already disappointed her.
I know.
But we have brought ourselves to
Mycenae,
which apparently is quite large. Getting here early, it is 9:30, is a necessity. It already looks quite busy. We're hoping the cafe's open though, because we could both do with a coffee. So yeah, let's get out of that. I was going to say get out of the sun.
Well,
no
yeah.
chance. Stay safe, fan. Don't get too hot. Just a quick note, guys. What's quite interesting, the last couple of sites we've been to, they actually have fire brigade on standby. Somebody's already been feeding the putty cats, I see.
It's too ready to come running up.
Yeah, we read somewhere that there's loads of stray cats in the complex, so we have loaded ourselves up with lots of cat food. First hope is that there might be a cafe down in the museum. I doubt it, but we'll go and see. Sadly, no cafe, but more information boards than you can shake a big stick at. Nice views though. So we've just passed through the Lion's Gate, which is behind me here. And what's the first thing that Nicola brings us to?
The Granary.
The Granary. Even in ancient times, she's looking for bread.
I'm trying to be enthusiastic, but I'm just so tired.
And we've only just begun.
I know, but I don't know if Nigel said, this is all to do with Helen of Troy and the Trojan War, which lasted for 10 years and was all about a man stealing a woman to become his wife or something, and then her people trying to kidnap her back.
Yeah, as if I was going to give you that information first. Helen of who? What? If anyone's been to the Causeway Coast before, you're probably, especially during the summer months, you're probably very aware of the Causeway Whistlers, the staff who blow when you've done something wrong. Well, there's one of them down here, and she's blowing up at lots of people who are walking all over the ruins.
I was just chatting away about this. Tamara went, "Oh, you're not my husband."
Stunning views. And you're not going to be able to make it out, but way in the distance is Larissa Castle, which is where Nicola could... You're still being followed by that flying thing?
And Larissa Castle was free. Seriously, what is your problem?
Nicola in her happy place, beside an information board. Come on, impart some knowledge.
13th century BC. Had a throne. There was a throne here. If that's that same fly that's going to get it.
Nicola's having a constant battle with a big flying watch it thingy.
Hear me when I sing, let's make a night to remember. Let's celebrate.
I mean, one thing I've noticed is the whole site, or a lot of the site, is wheelchair friendly as well. So if you are of poor mobility, it does look as though you could get around the site on a wheelchair, which hasn't been the case in a lot of the sites that we've been to. So something to bear in mind.
We could be lovers that can be replaced, but I still believe this time we've got something. We pave the way on the other side.
So, impressions so far? I knew that's what she was going to say.
What about you?
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea at all.
I don't know why it's not as interesting.
I think just because it's a bunch of, and I'm sure there's people out there who absolutely love history from this date, but for me it's just a bunch of ruined buildings, whereas yesterday the view of the amphitheatre was just incredible, and even though there was much less there, just the view of the amphitheatre was absolutely stunning. By the way, that was in last week's vlog.
Yeah.
Epicurious.
Yeah, I don't know, or maybe we're just tired from doing quite a lot of sites.
No, I honestly
What do you
think
There's a lot of the stone walls are just old houses,
Yeah.
and which is fine, but it's just a bit repetitive. Aren't we miseries? What are we called? Karens.
Karens, yeah, a bunch of old Karens.
Karens in a camper.
Tomorrow we can leave behind, 'cause we are the heroes of our own.
So we think that potentially part of the issue is the fact that, I think I mentioned earlier, the fact that there's all the wheelchair friendly paths, which is fantastic from that perspective, but it does mean it's very regimented, very clinical. So just down over here, there's a great area that you could probably walk around all the boulders and buildings, but then the causeway whistler will be out in full effect. They come and they jump in from behind a boulder. So I think that makes it very, you're just in a long line of people, and I'm sure as the season wears on and gets to July and August, it really would just be following one footstep after the other, and it kind of diminishes the experience a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think I prefer the really ruined places where you're kind of there with either on your own or just a few people. You can just wander around and almost conjure up your own.
Because even Mistras, even though there were official buildings that you could go into, you could generally, there was a few areas that were closed off, but you could generally wander anywhere, so probably...
Yeah, this has definitely been my least favourite,
Least favourite.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're into this kind of thing, then obviously if you're passing, I think you're more disappointed not getting into Larissa Castle.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed about that, and the views looked amazing. And that's one of those where there's just the walls, I think, and a couple of towers left. And nearly every review said we were there on our own. Of course, we picked the one time
where there was like some sort of cult going on.
Yeah, everything's up there.
Anyway.
So, well, you've got to save something for next time, haven't you?
Can't win them all.
I'll tell you one thing though, in this whole area, I did Assini, we did Palomini, and we've done this. Now, they're all about half an hour apart, and if you do them all within the same 3 days, one ticket covers them all. So actually, it would be worth it if you did that, if you just bought the one ticket, because this again was €12 each.
Maybe things are starting to redeem themselves.
The tombs are really interesting.
Yeah, we've come down from the Acrocalypse and we are exploring now the tombs, big circular beehive tombs. Much more impressive.
We could be lovers that can be replaced, but I still believe this time we got something.
So this is actually one of the burial chambers. Wow. It's a little macabre being in here.
It is actually, isn't it? Yeah. But I'll tell you what, this is actually quite interesting, isn't it, I think?
Well, because it's still constructed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very fancy.
Good acoustics as well.
There is, isn't there? I was noticing that.
Now, somebody much more knowledgeable than us. I'm not sure whether they just came in and left the bodies here or how they left them, but this tomb is actually intact with the beehive structure above us. And that is very impressive.
I wonder why it had to be so big. I mean, they wouldn't have had that much treasure, surely. Well, and it was for one person, was it? I assume.
Oh, I have no idea.
No, I don't know either.
Yeah, don't come to us for information. We've got no idea how they were buried, what they were buried with, and how many people were buried in here. Pretty well, there was an earthquake recorded in Rhodes a few days ago. Earthquake right now, this thing probably would crumble right on top of us. Yeah, but the cooks are now involved.
Since the 13th century BC.
Doesn't matter, the cooks are now involved, so.
If you walk away, nothing ever changes. We make mistakes.
And this is the last tomb. This is the Lion's tomb. Very impressive. I think I preferred the one with the fully intact, actually.
The bird with the lid, with the roof. I think I need a coffee.
It might be time for Frito cappuccinos.
Well, considering how weary we were feeling, I think we did quite well actually.
Yeah.
And yeah, the tombs were definitely far more interesting.
The tombs redeemed it for us. So, but if you're in the area and you've got €12 to spare, then come in. We'll have been here a couple of hours. So, but we can see lots of tour coaches now turning up. So I think if you get here for sort of 8 a.m,
yeah,
you might find it. Because I just think the biggest issue would be that you would just, because you're all in these narrow paths, you just end up in a big conveyor belt.
Oh, if only it was conveyor belt, would have made it a lot easier to walk around.
We would just look like big bits of sushi.
I don't care.
Right, museum, then coffee. Well, good morning again, guys. So we have brought ourselves to ancient Corinth. We have stopped over in a little camper stop, which is down the way here. I'm actually going to be here for a couple of days, just exploring different parts of the area. And first up this morning is ancient Corinth, which we actually spotted last night whenever we went out for a little evening drink. The little village is cool as well, we'll show you that. But yeah, first up, ancient Corinth. And yeah, once again, it's
Another hot one.
Now, I had read on a few guides that this was supposed to be free. And so we were all kind of like, I can't believe this is going to be free. I can't believe this is going to be free. That's amazing. Turns out, €8 per person. So either I was reading out-of-date information or the guide...
But it does include the museum, I think. So there you go.
Yes. Oh, and look.
Loads of boards.
Information boards.
These would have been shops.
Look at that. Even in ancient Greek times, she's still hunting out, what was it, yesterday looking for the bakery, and now she's looking for shops.
See, everybody always wants to shop.
No, not everybody.
Do you remember when we couldn't get enough of it all? We kept it going for so long, so long. I don't know where I would be if we let it go.
What's also quite nice about ancient Corinth, the site here, compared to Mycenae, is even though there is a little bit of a kind of a suggested route, suggested path, you can actually walk amongst a lot of the old ruins and the old buildings, which actually gives it a better feel, whereas as I say, Mycenae, you just were corralled into little tiny paths.
Apparently one of the rooms up there was a public toilet. Don't seem to have many of those in Greece anymore.
No. Public toilets in Greece died out with the Greeks, with the old mythical days.
In 6 BC.
Yeah, last recorded public toilet in Greece, 6 BC. Yes, if you come into Greece,
Yeah, be prepared.
bring a big bladder.
Or spend a lot of time in cafes.
So Nicola's brought us to another shopping district of the ancient Corinth.
It's starting to sound like this whole thing was just one big shopping centre. Seriously. There was a market area over here. There was a whole row of shops.
There's probably historians out there right now who are kind of like turning in their graves that you've just described ancient Corinth, one of the marvels of the ancient Greek world, as a bit like a big old shopping centre.
I would have loved it living here.
Yep. Really nice view of the temple here, the blooming flowers as well. Oh, we might have some information from She Who Must Be Obeyed.
Apparently this was called the Sacred Spring, but nothing to do with water. But it was used for sacrifices.
They're always coming up with the killing of people and let's go and look at bones.
I reckon it was another cult here as well.
Oh, I mean, there was no Xbox in those days, so he joined a cult.
And
Oh.
there was a festival which involved young men dressed as women and orgiastic dancing.
Orgiastic dancing. There you go. There's one for the nightclubs. Anyone fancy going orgiastic dancing?
Trying to work out what things are.
I'm trying to work out what moves I'm going to pull next time I do some orgiastic dancing. Saving the best to last. Coming up to the Temple of Apollo. Yeah, the museum is quite interesting as well. They actually had some artifacts and some skeletal remains of some burials.
I have two I'm in two minds about that. It was really interesting to see the graves because there's different grave types. But they were people, you know, they were their graves, and I don't know if it's right.
Yeah,
and they've
probably
taken all the things that were buried with them, and obviously they put them on display, which is really interesting for us to read. But that was their offerings and their beliefs that they needed those to get to the afterlife and whatever, to the gods. And I don't know, is that right?
Probably not.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but
That'll be a first. Really cool views of the temple from here. And in fact, up above it, up that mountain, that's where we're going in a couple of days' time to visit
Corinth, I think it's called.
Corinth.
This temple, by the way, would have had 15 columns alongside. I think it only had 5 at the end, so I think that's still the original bits, but yeah, obviously loads missing.
It had 15 columns on the interior and 38 columns on the exterior. Look at me with my extra knowledge.
How do you know more than me?
It's the first time that's ever happened and probably the last as well. An information board that Nicola didn't read and I did. Well, that was very impressive indeed. Really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. Much more than my sonata, I must admit.
Been here a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And don't believe what you read on the internet, because they said 2 things. 1, it's free, and 2, tour coaches don't come here. 1, it's €8 a piece, and 2,
it's loads of
there's about
coaches.
4 or 5. And it seems to be some religious tour coaches as well, because there was some breaking of bread and things going on as well. So,
But as Nigel said earlier, don't be put off. There's so much space to wander about that
really
you don't get caught up in them.
right, well, I think it's time for coffee.
Fruit juice, I think, for me. Nice cold orange juice.
And a big cheesy pap. Oh, and just like that, the Freddo cappuccino was born. Oh, that's rocket fuel. Nicola, what you doing?
Well, I bought a Peloponnese fridge magnet with lots of different places on, and I wanted to see whether ancient Corinth was on here, or whether I needed to buy another fridge magnet for ancient Corinth. But here it is. It's up here. So I don't actually need a separate one.
So we're just having a little wander around ancient Corinth, and we've just noted that the ancient Corinth site, which we visited a couple of days ago, obviously shuts at 8. I think last entry is about 20 minutes beforehand. If you were to come up here maybe 7:15, 6:30, I reckon you'd have the whole site to yourself. Nicola being the goat.
I probably don't even need to get in there, do I?
This forum is free entry, and the 2 times that we've come up to go in, the gates have already been locked. But look at her. She's desperate to get in.
And yet I probably can't see any more inside than I'm seeing.
Yeah,
now.
that's your lot right there. But we all know about the goat, so. And there's actually paragliders up above the castle as well,
Oh, look at that.
which we're going to go and visit tomorrow morning. Doing loads of stunts and everything. That's fabulous.
And we're in discussions because we've been at the camper stop now 5 nights and we were due to leave tomorrow. And now we're wondering, should we stay, go do Aqua Corinth and the Corinth Canal, which we passed over on the train last night.
Yes, we did.
And I saw the sun going down at the end of the canal. It was stunning, but I only got to see it for 2 seconds. So I'm feeling a bit cheated that I need to go back.
Yeah.
Nigel doesn't want to go.
Yeah, this morning I was like, well, it's going to be sort of 40-minute round trip to get out to the canal and back again, because it's in the opposite direction, so maybe we'll just skip it. It was like I told her that we're going to have to give up bread for the rest of our lives.
So anyway, so we're thinking maybe tomorrow, leave our stuff at the camper stop, go out for the day, do Aqua Corinth, do the canal, go and get our shopping done and the van wash, which we've been planning to do for weeks. Come back and they're going to be showing the England match tomorrow night. So
That sounds like a good day
that's
to
what
me.
I'm trying to sell it to Nigel.
That sounds like a good day to me. And if we go to my market tomorrow, I think we'll be able to get a chicken.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's all positive news there, isn't it?
Sold.
And it's like £12 something to stay one more night.
Exactly.
And I know we keep saying we don't normally stay at campsites, and we've pretty much spent the whole of Greece at campsites. But you know what? They're so nice.
Yeah.
They're so nice.
Right, back down to ancient Corinth. Leave the goat here.
Oh, no, I'm coming.
Oh, you're coming?
Yeah.
Well, good morning again, guys. So we've left our little campsite, camper stop down in ancient Corinth. We're actually going to go back there and stay tonight again, as we said yesterday. But we've brought ourselves up to
Aqua Corinth.
Aqua Corinth. And even though this was always going to be the plan, and then onto the Corinth Canal, of course, old goat over here
There's another castle.
has spotted another castle. And I'm like, well, there's something to come back to. It's a couple of mile walk away. And next thing I see her on her phone, that's got good reviews too. Oh, what am I going to do with my life?
I'm okay with this one.
That remains to be seen. But yeah, we're heading up here. Looks like it'll be a pretty spectacular place to park overnight as well. We'll wander up and see what Aqua Corinth has to offer, which I think is going to be some pretty spectacular views.
You were only like a friend, till we met the other day. Didn't want the night to end.
So even though the car park brings you most of the way up here, there's still a fair bit of climbing to do once inside the castle.
That's steep.
I can't believe all this is free.
And we got here for opening and it's still flipping warm.
But we are the only ones in here, which is
It's lovely.
pretty cool. That's fabulous. Let's keep going. to the top.
Back to the place I've always known. Home, home.
Go on, girl.
It's hard work. Flip. Oh. Oh.
And the reward for all of that energy? Views for absolutely miles.
Wow. Probably one of the toughest steep ascents we've had on Rocky. Not technically difficult.
It's only half a mile up from the car park,
I know.
but you're climbing probably a couple hundred meters.
Yeah, just be aware, wear walking shoes, bring lots of water, take your time.
The camper stop is about 5k away from here, from the bottom car park. So if you wanted to make a day of it, you could probably sort of hike up that road, visit this castle, the other castle, hike back down to the camper stop.
I'm coming home. Back to the place I've always known. Home, home. Seeing you soon, I gotta run. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
The views just keep getting better and better.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
So it looks like we can actually get into one of the little towers as well. Nicola's very pleased, as you can imagine.
Ooh, yeah. I've been all around the world. Every
One of my favourites, where you keep going round and you just discover more and more things.
Ah, denied by the skylight.
Not that I don't believe Nigel or anything, but I just wanted to see, make sure there was a little gap you could crawl through. I know, I'll never change. I'll never change.
Don't ever change, darling, don't ever change.
home, seeing you soon, I gotta run. We're gonna have a lot of fun and spending this summer alone. I'm coming home.
Just a hole with something underneath.
Every nook and cranny she has to look in. And did you spot it? Did you spot her almost falling over as well while she was trying to look in the little cranny? Keeping this one out of mischief on a daily basis is a full-time job.
Met the other day. Oh, didn't want the night to end.
Going first again, am I?
Ladies first. We'll just wait up here to see whether there's any interesting noises coming from down there.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's good.
It's really, really nice. What are you doing?
Nothing. The gate open. You're not meant to go down there though.
And where are you expecting to go to? An extra like 3 or 4 steps.
They should put a padlock on if they don't want people going in.
The goat.
I won't, I'll behave.
Out of the way first.
I'm counting hours, minutes, seconds, faster, hurry, make it happen. Before we know it, I'll be on my way home.
Not quite sure where I thought that was going.
With the summer night, baby, I am coming home.
Oh, the mountain goat has us clambering and scrabbling again.
Don't make me laugh. I've got enough energy to laugh. I'm all worried about having to come back down here.
No, I think there's a different path all the way around. We got this. Ooh,
Oh, my legs are a bit shaky. I think I need a drink. Oh, flip.
it's sketchy maybe.
Yeah.
So guys, there's no way you're going to be able to make this out on the GoPro, but we're actually looking down on the Corinth Canal, which we're going to go and visit. Yeah, she finally won her way. I was kind of like, it's going to take us out of her way, but you can never say no to this one here, eh? Somebody needs to and teach her a lesson.
I'm like a little princess. I stamp my feet if I don't get my way.
And she's not even joking there, guys. She's not even joking. Yeah, Corinth Canal, cool. Really good views as well, and all for free.
It's gorgeous, but it's a lot bigger and tougher than you think. So be prepared.
Yeah, we only
Actually, it's not tough terrain. It's not. It's just it's a bit more uphill walking.
definitely getting here. I mean, we were here 8:30 first
We've
thing.
been over an hour already,
Yeah.
and we've still got probably almost another hour to do. 3/4 an hour maybe.
You might have another hour to do. I can already sense
Are you getting bored?
the coffee in the van. Oh, we've reached the top. I'm ready to...
Yeah, but we've got some little off the sides as we come down.
You have some little offsides as you come down. We've still got a little bit of climbing to do to reach the highest point in the complex. And then we'll start moseying down. Yeah, Corinth Canal.
And now there's a wind of change. I've never ever felt this way. You're stuck inside my mind.
Tell you what though guys, not much in the way of health and safety. That's a long way down. So now I have to doubly watch this one.
Oh my word.
Exactly.
The place I've always known. Home.
Pretty spectacular.
You have to come and walk up the top all the way around. Every view, it just leaves you speechless. It's just beautiful. And even if you're not interested in the ruins, come for the views.
And here we are back on one of Nicola's tours.
Hang on.
Through the undergrowth we go.
I should have worn long trousers. Scratch the bits.
I just, you and I, every crazy summer night, baby, I am coming home. I'm coming home. Longing for you, pick up the phone, catching a flight, I'm coming.
Oh dear, Nicola's been denied entry to a completely abandoned building. It's going to ruin her day.
They wouldn't let me in. Don't they know I need to get in?
You're kind of like wringing your hands, you're so annoyed. Well, that's us heading for the exit. Time to get going. Oh, for goodness sake, look at it. Exit. Nicola. Typical. Managed to retrieve her. Well guys, that was absolutely fabulous. We've been 2 hours and walked about just under 3 miles around the complex.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
And we had it, there's a few people coming in now, but we had it all to ourselves for 99% of the time. So get up here for 8:30 for opening time. Yeah, brilliant. And all for free.
I know, that's unbelievable. Considering what we've paid for some of the other things, which have been a lot less than this.
Yeah.
A lot less to see, that is. Put this on your list.
Absolutely.
Absolutely put this on your list.
And I say, we'll come back here at one point
Do that one.
and do the other castle over there. Right, I think it's time for a coffee with a view now.
Yeah.
Let's go. Well guys, welcome to the Corinth Canal. I'm going to kind of second guess what Nicola's going to say here, because she's the one that really wanted to come here, and she was badgering to come here, and she really wanted to see it. And now that we're here,
It was so much better from the train. So much better.
unfortunately the pedestrian walkway is closed at the moment, so one of only 2 points that you can actually see the Corinth Canal. It's not really looking like the Corinth Canal, which you have big sort of sides. You have to go further on up this way.
So you can't get to those bits now?
No. Well, you could probably walk up the side of it, but there's nowhere to park the van.
No, okay.
So you'd have to walk the whole kind of...
Yeah, from the train we were literally above the real sheer drops, and you could see the depth of it and the blue water, and then the sun was setting at the end. Yeah, I'm really disappointed.
I knew she was going to say that. But sometimes you have to tickle her goat to make her realise that not everything's as you think it's going to be. But it's nice to see anyway. The colour of the water's fantastic.
It's beautiful actually.
And this behind us here is a semi-submergible or submergible bridge. So when there is ships coming through and vessels coming through, that bridge will actually submerge down. And apparently, one of the fun stroke macabre things to watch is when the bridge comes back up again, lots of fish are kind of getting stuck on it and flipping and flapping about. So
have you not ordered a boat to come through for me?
yeah, that's the other thing. It's probably more interesting when there's actually traffic coming through, but goat's itch scratched.
Yeah. Oh, you should have taken me to the more interesting bit.
No pleasing some people. The goat is going to take you on a bit of a walk. I'm going back to look after the van.
This is just about a 5-minute walk up. Look at the colour of this water. It's stunning. So I've been walking for 20 minutes to try and get this pedestrian bridge. Now there are bits you can pop into on the way up. Some say danger, stay away. Some bits look okay because I think it's a bit crumbly. I'm not sure I'm actually going to get any better views here. I'm nearly at the bridge. Didn't bring any water, idiot. But I'm going to keep going, see if I can show you anything better. That was a bit of an epic fail. I've given up trying to get to the bridge. But I'll see if I can show you a little bit of the depth of the canal here.
Well guys, that brings an end to 6 nights in ancient Corinth. We have done quite a lot, some of which you'll see in next week's vlog, but it's been fantastic. A really good place to call temporary home for almost a week.
Yeah, didn't get to the one remaining castle, so we'll have to come back to
Something for next time.
Yes.
Right guys, well we are just about to wander up into ancient Corinth for a last little drink on this lovely Friday evening. We've just been for a little special treat for Nicola, but you'll see that in next week's vlog.
It's worth coming.
Yeah,
Put
really
it on
good,
your list,
really
definitely.
good.
So much to do in the area.
And I'll link the camper stop that we stayed at. So, right guys, well once again, thanks a lot for following along, and until next time, somewhere in Greece, take care guys. Bye bye. Someone mentioned kebabs.
I'm so hungry.